No doubt. I mean, I got the ball in my hands a lot more. Coach just wants me to make plays, and the guys want me to make plays. Like I'm out there on the court, like we're gonna follow you. Just make a play. We know you're gonna make the right play. So when your teammates are saying that, that's unbelievable confidence, and it makes it, like I said, it makes it easy for me. I just got to go out there and make the play. Oh, no doubt. I mean, I think that was a playoff game. I mean, two teams fighting to get in the playoffs, and then, like you said, we were down 16, and we didn't give up. We just kept fighting and kept believing in each other, and we got the win.
Celtics pull off a huge comeback. They win 106-98. This is the Garden Report presented by Lynda.com and Peak Organic Brewing on CLNS Radio and Celtics Blog. My name is Jared Weiss. With me, as always, Julian Edlow of WEEI and CLNS Radio. This is the Garden Report brought to you by Lynda.com and now Peak Organic Brewing, delicious organic beer. And, of course, Lynda.com, where you learn how to drink that delicious organic beer. You can learn anything you want at Lynda.com. So we're going to talk about this game. It's going to be eerily similar to the last show we did, except maybe like the stakes are going to be higher, basically, because last game, we did one segment on Thomas and then one segment on Jerebko and then finish off the show. It was basically the same story tonight. The new guys they brought in are playing absolutely fantastic. The big difference was it was a blowout against the Knicks. Tonight, it was actually a pretty tight game. It was actually an incredible game, really.
It was an incredible game.
It became a playoff atmosphere, which is important because as of recording of this show at about 11 p.m. on Friday night, the Celtics are just a shade outside of the playoff spot behind Indiana. And
Indiana's
then
8.
Charlotte still holds the tiebreaker, but they're basically in the playoffs right now. I mean, like one game
tied
here
for ninth is basically in the playoffs.
I mean, they basically are because hey, if Indiana goes out and loses tomorrow, and then Charlotte loses tomorrow, the Celtics don't need to play a game to be in the playoffs. So it's like, yeah, they're basically in the playoffs. But the point is that the playoff crowd needs to get ready because there is a very good chance they could be facing the Atlanta Hawks in 2 months from now, or even less than 2 months. And I'm really glad I rescheduled my late April vacation because it looks like I actually did that after they beat the Hawks before the All-Star break, and it looks like there's a good chance they could be facing the Hawks there after the regular season's over. So let's talk about Isaiah Thomas first. He gets better and better every game. He had a season-high 28 points tonight. I looked to see if it was a career high, then I forgot. When he was in Sacramento, he was fantastic. He had like 30-plus about 5 times. It was last year.
Yep.
So the guy looks fantastic. His shots are a little bit erratic. I mean, he's not shooting over 50% right now, which is not what you would really expect from a player like that. He's a high volume, basically put the ball in his hands every single play kind of guy. But he is great on the break. He's working his butt off on defense. You know, he's not going to shut anybody down defensively, but he is working pretty hard. And his ability to cut through the lane is absolutely phenomenal. And we haven't seen a Celtics player do this in a while.
That last thing is by far the biggest thing. Thomas is, you know, a good shooter, a good passer, a good ball handler. He's fantastic at a lot of things for his size. But that last thing, slashing through the lane, getting into the lane with the ball, finishing around the rim. Their best finisher is 5'9", and it's not even close. He gets to the free throw line, 8 for 10 tonight. He was 11 of 11 last game. His ability to slash through the lane, I don't want to make any, you know, comparisons that are too crazy, but he kind of can remind you of the best of those little guys that can slash through the lane, like an Iverson-type scorer in the lane. Don't get that all twisted up. I'm not saying Isaiah Thomas is Allen Iverson, but when they got down big tonight, Thomas took it upon his shoulders, started going to the rim, and it worked. He was finishing layups. He was getting to the free throw line. I do not think it can be overstated, Isaiah Thomas's value in getting to the rim, because there's no one else on this team that can quite do it like he does. And, you know, it's not close. And then the rest of the lineup, he has those shooters around him. He was fantastic tonight.
And that was their biggest need. There's no question. By far the biggest need, even more than getting a good rim protector. Because, I mean, let's give Tyler Zeller credit. He's been pretty solid in limited minutes as a rim protector. But they needed a guy that could just get through the defense. They couldn't do it. And Marcus Smart, who wasn't terrible as a point guard, he wasn't able to pass the ball forward. He's passing it sideways, passing it backwards, stuff like that.
Smart's got a lot to learn.
Yeah, they have a guy now that can just charge through, and he can make huge plays.
And the thing is, they did have someone that can get through the lane like that. That's Rondo. What he didn't do was finish and look to score. Rondo can knife through a defense just like Isaiah Thomas, but he's just going to be pounding it, looking around where to go with the ball. Thomas, the defense is up on their toes, backing up. Is he going to pull up? Is he going to go all the way to the rim? Or is he going to pass? That's what keeps the defense on its toes. Isaiah Thomas has the ability to do what Rondo could not do, and the team is thriving around it.
Now, it's Sloan this weekend, so I was at Sloan earlier today. There's a lot of analytics guys in town right now. I was sitting next to a couple of them, and one thing that we were actually remarking upon was that the way that Isaiah was driving at the rim, going up, jumping over guys, it actually reminded me a lot of Jeff Green, believe it or not. Okay. Jeff Green is kind of similar in the way that Jeff Green, he can't really knife through a lane. He has to kind of get like a straightforward lane. But when he goes to the rim, he just tries to jump over everyone. And we're seeing Isaiah Thomas. He's just trying to jump over the defenders. And it's amazing to see that Thomas. No, you're not going to get a word in. Okay. But Thomas, I'm kidding, is a foot shorter than Green, yet is so much more effective as a finisher and finishing in basically the same kind of way, just trying to jump over the defender.
So I'm going to tell you what the difference is. Jeff Green gets the ball full speed to the rim. Thomas is shifty. He changes his speeds. That's what I feel like the difference is. It's not that, I mean, Thomas can be however much more athletic he wants than Green. He's not going to grow a foot. So Green just kind of winds up and goes to the rim, tries to use his speed and athleticism, and he has a lot of it. Thomas, there's got to be something different in his game because he's a foot shorter and he somehow manages to do it. I think it's just that Thomas is so much more shifty, so much more crafty with his dribble, and then he just finds his way in there, and then when he gets there, he's not afraid to go up against much, much bigger guys.
I mean, he's thrown up a lot of crazy shots, but I mean, his ability to kind of jump as high as he can, kind of hang in the air, and then get the left arm out there to throw like a hook shot or something like that.
He draws more contact than Green too.
And we see sometimes he misses layups because he's trying to draw the foul, which I don't think there's no reason to criticize that, and the main reason why is because nobody could get to the line on the team before him, especially Jeff Green, the guy that should have gone to the line 10 times a game like a league leader, because that's his game, is to drive into contact, or that's what should be his game. We're seeing Isaiah Thomas loves the contact. He's everything you could want in a player, except he's only 5'9", and I feel like there's weird. I was just on the radio.
Doesn't matter so far. He's been perfect.
Yeah, it's just on the radio talking about how like Jared Sullinger, if only he could be in Brandon Bass's body. It's like it's so hard to find the perfect NBA player, and Isaiah Thomas is doing everything you could ever want out of a little guy to do. And as far as his future with this team, what's great about him is that he fits in well with the other two guys that they have down there in Smart and Bradley, and he is good and excels at being a sixth man. So seeing him dominate as a starter now, knowing that there is some sort of future where he could be a sixth man, we're seeing absolutely everything that you could want to see out of him.
Agree.
That's all you need to know.
Keep it simple.
All right, we're going to come back for part 2, and we're going to really get more into this game and talk about Jonas, because his name is really Jonas. The Cigar Report, we'll be right back for part 2.
It's amazing. I mean, me and Isaiah are literally from the same area, so I mean, we're automatically like family, and so that's amazing to get a chance to play with him. I'm happy he's playing well.